The Makers International podcast is brought to you by Yorkshire Grit, the Woodturner's Abrasive Paste, Highland Boxes for all of your resin and hybrid pen blanks and knife scales, Man Crafting for amazing customizable powder-coated Yeti mugs, and by Harnail Media for their website development and hosting services. For more information, go to www.makersinternationalpodcast.com and click on sponsors.
Good evening, everybody, or good afternoon, or good morning, wherever it is you are listening. With me again is Mr. Chris Cute.
Hello.
And the double trouble, Franco Noce.
What's up, guys?
And the ever troublesome Andy Birkey. Hashtag not a penis.
Today.
I'll probably post a picture somewhere on social media about what I mean by that. If you're not in certain groups, you probably won't see it, unfortunately. But yeah, we'll get on with that. Chris has already read out some of the or all of the sponsors. So thank you to everyone that's come over from SoundClouds and watching this over onto the YouTubes. Today we're going to be talking about the Virtual Craft Festival, which is happening on the 29th of May this month. It happens every other month. So yeah, we're going to get to that in a quick minute. But before we get on to that, we're going to see if there's any questions from Mr. Andy Pugh or anyone else in the maker community.
There is no one else in the maker community.
It's
well,
just
there is, but I don't think anyone else asked questions.
No, nobody else cares. Yes, we have Andy's questions, but Jamie, I have a question first of all that I want to ask you, because before we start talking about what's going to be going on, I want to talk about what went on. Can you give us the backstory on how this virtual craft fair actually came to be?
So basically, what happened was Arbortech put together it may have been their first one. I don't recall them doing one beforehand. They'd done like a live show throughout the day. They'd done one recently, but they'd done one before that, and it was the one before that that kind of sparked things. And Carl was appearing on, Carl Jacobson was appearing on that one. And then Easy Wood Tools kind of took the reins and did their own little live show. And between Carl and myself, we kind of started talking, and it was a case of every time we got into a hangout or video call, it was like, we should do something like that, like some sort of craft festival, something like that. And after months of talking, it was a case of, right now we really should start doing this. Let's stop the talking and let's actually do it. And so we ended up doing it, basically, and eventually we brought Dale on to help out with the website and all that kind of stuff. And
awesome.
Yeah, so between me, Carl and Dale, it's you have the Virtual Craft Festival.
Well, wait a minute. How much of an influence was Mrs. Jacobson, Robin? Because
very much of an influence.
I can see her fingerprints all over this freaking thing. I'm just so don't go not
very much an influence. There is no Woodshop CV without Mrs. Jacobson. Put it that way.
You got that right.
You're here.
Yeah, that's where all of that's where Cole. That's where I actually realised it the other day. That's where Cole gets all his ideas from, or that's where Cole gets his views from. Should I say? Robin tells Cole what to do. Cole does it. That's where the views come in.
That's the honeydew list that I had to do today. And Robin, I just got to tell you, you're a much more fun wife than my wife is. Just going to No, my wife's awesome. I love my wife, but her honeydew list for Carl is a lot sexier than my wife's honeydew list for me. You know what I'm talking? Okay, anyway, go on. Sorry, Andy, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I want no part of what you just said. I'm good. I'm clean.
I'm with this guy.
Come on, Frank. Let's go get a beer.
Yeah, see you later.
So that's basically how it came about. It was we've got to stop talking about this and just get on and do it. And we started off once a month. The first time we done it, It was great. There was loads of people tuning in. The second time we were doing it, it was almost like I know it was the second time we were doing it, but it was like people got sick of it already, you know. And it was almost like they didn't have nothing to look forward to. They knew it was coming up. And it was like, oh, this again. Do you know what I mean? So we put it to once of every other month. That way, it's sort of like it's not too much for everybody, and you get a little bit of a break from it. But yeah, I mean, it's something that we're planning on doing every other month now.
All right, next question, because I mean, there's going to be people out there asking, how do you come up with the people that are going to be on the virtual? I mean, there's no snobbishness to this. I know, because I know you and Carl, and I know that you guys are just not that way. So it's not like, you know, you're only picking your friends. I mean, how do you come up with the lineup each time?
Well, first of all, I'll have my friends on first. They get priority.
You don't have any friends. Come on.
I'll take it.
Seriously, who are these people?
Right, so
Basically,
every time that we do a festival or we advertise the festival, and I'm going to say it now as well, if you know of anybody that wants to, that could be good for the festival, let them know to contact us. Or if you yourself want to be part of the festival, feel free to contact us, either me, Carl, or Dale, and we'll try and sort something out.
Wait a minute.
At the end of the day,
you want these people to be good? Why are me and Andy? Why are me and Andy on?
I think we're just like
you're just entertainment.
At the circus, they have the guys outside like juggling rats or something. That's us.
Yeah,
Franco,
we're recording the food. We're recording the food truck.
Franco, you're leaving somebody out here, and
You're like the elder statesman in radio, and
yeah, baby. Hey, I will say one thing about historically. I mean, from an outside perspective, you guys do a super job of really mixing in an interesting lineup. You know, you go down through the list of the presenters, and it always seems like there's a super cool. I just dig the fact that there's skills and maker sets that aren't, super, like you see them every day, the glass blowers and Franco, and, there's a lot of good, there's a lot of good variety in there.
So this month we was planning on getting Zach on, but due to other prior commitments, it was unable for that to actually happen. So hopefully that will happen next month. He's very busy. He's a very busy man.
Really busy right now.
Metalworking is one of the things that we've still yet to have on. But yeah, we're going to try and get that sorted eventually. We've got a couple of people. I think Tim Cunningham is another one.
He's in the chat. He's in the chat.
Where's Steve House and all those other morons from that other podcast?
What other podcast?
Get them involved. Get them involved, because they're talking about metalwork half the time.
So we do actually have Al Shack on.
I heard he's going. Him and us, me, Andy, and Chris, we're going to be all doing wood turning. So something different.
Oh, that'd be fun.
In the kitchen.
That'd be fun.
With a dinosaur beer tap. Yes, that's us.
I'm already on my fourth set of front teeth. I'm very unsure about wood turning.
Yeah. So Tim Cunningham's in the chat. He says he's going to have a play and he's going to be forging a thing.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward to that, because we've not had no metal workers on yet. So
awesome.
as much as I love wood turning, I want to kind of reduce that a little bit. I want to be a day about crafting, not a day and half a day about wood turning, the other half crafting.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, we've got some questions from Andy. We can probably get through these pretty quick. There's, as I mentioned to Andy earlier, there are 4 questions here, which I think are legitimate, and one that I take exception to. And we'll get to that one in a second. But and they're from Mr. Andy Pugh. And Andy, you didn't hit a home run this week, but you got 75% in my book.
Poor Andy. I mean,
The guy's just solid gold, and he takes abuse.
I know.
This show completely hinges on his questions.
It does.
It's true. The last time we were on, it totally did.
It totally. I mean, Andy is. He's the unspoken member of the podcast. And I give him all the love in the world for these questions because he asks good ones. And the first one is a great one. And he's asking it of Andy. He's asking it of Franco, Andy, and I. And Franco, I guess I'll direct this direct to you. His first question is one word question. Why?
I'm because it's pure insanity. That's why. I mean, I know the ridiculousness of the things that I do and I post on social medias. And like I'm actually having, like, I didn't post a food post today. It's Sunday, and I didn't post a food post today. And
thank God.
Thanks a lot, you son of a. No, and like I felt bad all day. I wanted that interaction. I wanted to be involved. Didn't happen.
You're involved now.
Yes, so I
bless his heart.
Oh.
Backstory: Frank was in the middle of moving shop and house this weekend.
No, like right now, right?
Yeah,
like his wife is looking for him right now.
Yeah, I'm hiding, and I can't. I can't walk. My knees hurt.
That's why he looks like a teenager going for a midlife crisis.
Franco, we're going to give you a 2-week sabbatical. This weekend, next weekend, you can have it off. But the third weekend, we want some cooking. Okay, we want to see some food.
But we got the show next weekend.
Well, no.
You still get one.
Okay. So we'll give you this week. We'll give you this weekend, and
yes.
I hope this weekend feels like 2 weekends from now. Anyway, his second question is a 2-word question.
Wait, I didn't get to answer the first one.
Well, then you can answer it with this one. Why not? Go ahead. I think that probably answers the first question, but I mean, go ahead.
I feel like these are way deeper than I probably will address them. All
right, well, why, Andy? Why?
I was just thinking the other day, my work in the Caribbean, I realized just like 20 years later that I thrived on the chaos of it. There was trying to match up the expectations of people from Boston and New York and stuff with something that I can build with the labor pool that I had in the Caribbean, and making those things. It was, if there was a big wave set come in, I'd lose all my surfers. They were gone. And I'd have to, run down to the beach and get them all off the waves, to get a house done that's one thing in the States that I super miss, is just that unmitigated, chaotic rampage through the day. And I also don't miss it at all.
All right. So if Andy ever puts an ad and he wants you to come work for him, apply, and then just don't show up sometimes. And it's fine. You'll be making his life a lot more happy.
I should be over your way next year, Andy. How's that?
Well, I'll throw a tool belt on you. That's for sure. You know that.
Now, hey, you can throw one on me too, but you'll find me in the pub. Andy's next question, then we'll go with this one because why is a great question, Andy. The second question being why not kind of answers the first. It's like, why the hell not? The third question is when does the world tour start, gentlemen?
Ooh, boy. For me, I've got to get my wife out on a vacation that I've owed her for about 4 years. So that is priority one. And then, yes, it is on like Donkey Kong.
You buying something in North London?
Yeah.
The answer for that, I think I can vouch for Franco, vouch for Andy, and the answer from me is the answer to that question is as soon as somebody else wants to pay for it, we're happy to do it.
Well, I got to do a tour with my my job, and it was at one of those little private airports where they got Cessnas and Learjets and stuff like that. And I'm sitting down, and the Learjet pilot's talking to us, and I'm like, I've always wanted to do that. Let's get like 6 buddies together. We put in some money, we jump on a Learjet, and we go fly someplace, right? So we're, my first question is, let's do that. Let's do a tour. Let's jump on a Learjet. Let's fly somewhere. How much does it cost? He goes, well, we just took somebody down to Miami for a one-day thing. That was about $17,000. And I'm like, so I'm never going to fly in a Learjet.
Not on my dollar anyway. Like I said, when somebody else pays for it, we're all about it.
$17,000 round trip. So there's your world tour.
Yeah, the world just got.
Okay, maybe Southwest.
And I'm really hoping that somebody loves Franco or Andy that much, because I know that nobody loves me $17,000 worth.
That is true.
You might be able to get into driving from one end of the runway to the other.
Yeah.
I got to pay somebody else to let me go.
Speaking of not loving me enough, the third question is the one I object to, Mr. Pugh. His question originally was, and I changed it later, and let me finish before you interrupt. His first question was, what delights will you be teasing Andy with, Franco? And Andy, let me reread that the way it should have been typed. What delights will you be teasing Andy and Chris with, Franco? And I swear to God, I feel like Shemp. Shemp from the Three Stooges. Nobody remembers Shemp. Everybody remembers Curly. I'm just like, I get forgotten. Andy, what the hell? What the hell? I'm part of this thing too. Anyway,
it's a solid point. You do remind me of Shemp.
Thanks.
It's true. It's true. Well, for Chris, we'll be making eggs.
Eggs.
Oh my God!
It's the big plate of eggs.
Oh. And
I mean, all kinds of ways.
My mouth just started watering. You said that, and I went,
it'd be soft boiled and hard boiled and poached.
Franco, shut up. Unless you want to
encyclopedic coverage of eggs. We've got duck eggs, we've got goose eggs, we've got the chicken eggs. They're all here. We're gonna scramble some. We're gonna hard boil some.
Oh, pickle,
shrimp stew, shrimp salad, shrimp sandwich, shrimp and potatoes.
Just eggs.
Eggs. All day, every day.
I can cook eggs any way you want them. I just don't ask me to try them. And Franco, you don't have to divulge today what you're going to be making if you want to keep it kind of close to breast. It's like
no. I debate sometimes putting the recipe out in case somebody wants to join along. The hope is that I'd make a decent stuffed flank steak. With a tomato sauce, and then that done, baked in the oven. A little sear on both sides before we bake it in the oven.
Almost like a Florentine.
Almost like a big giant brujol.
Frank steak roll. Little kitchen twine going to be involved in this?
Yeah, so like how some people make pinwheels or whatever that way as well.
Yeah,
I'm just going to leave the whole sucker whole so that.
Nice.
Hopefully it works out, because the last one I did was so.
Beautiful.
I think the more important thing is I'll be doing it on location because I don't have a kitchen yet. And my whole family will probably be involved.
Nice.
and embarrass the hell out of me. So.
This is delicious.
Fun. This is next Saturday too. Yeah, but Frank, let me ask you a question. Because what you cooked the first time? What was it you prepared again?
It was chicken thighs, skewered chicken thighs.
Chicken thighs. This week this time it's going to be flank steak. Franco, what's your name again?
Noce. Franco Noce.
Do you not know how to cook Italian? I mean,
brujol is a very Italian dish. So piss off.
That's a cop out and a freaking half. I mean, give me a break, dude.
That first recipe he done was from Jamie Oliver, who's English.
It was. Yeah, he was. Oi, oi.
He's
a jolly good chap.
You lucky people. No, it's. I mean, nobody wants to see me constantly make pasta. I mean, I'm doing it every damn weekend.
I do. I do. I think a lot of people do because they don't see you do it elsewhere.
Well,
Franco,
okay.
You
Franco,
can make some Birkey pasta.
I
the
can.
roots.
Yeah.
The roots, my friend. You got to cook at the roots, all right? I mean, come on. You got to pasta visual, something.
It's a pretty standard pasta. I mean, they did the one the other weekend where I stuffed it with with edible flowers.
Yeah, that was cool. I hate to admit it, but that was really cool.
That's nummy stuff, too, by the way. I don't mind telling you. Okay. If you don't, well, what was that you made again? Give them the title in case they want to Google it. You made
Last time or this time?
No, with the flowers. Tell them what that was.
It was royal pasta dough, and then I laminated edible flowers in the sheets of pasta, and then you can make anything with it. You can make any type of pasta dish once you have your base material. So it's basically resin. Basically, what I did was a resin project.
It's true. That's absolutely true.
But he encased fun things inside pasta dough. Okay, cool. So that's all I was asking. I mean, and it makes really cute, pretty little raviolis if you get it right.
Oh,
Don't start.
Nice.
All right, question for all of us, and Jamie. This includes you, my brother, because I mean, even though I know you're not exactly an aspiring chef, you do eat because you're here today.
Oh, yeah, I do.
I've seen this guy eat some fish and chips, and I mean to tell you, he's an aspiring chef.
And Waffle House.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the Waffle House.
Jamie's an aspiring shovel when it comes to eating, but yeah, but okay.
True.
No, I mean, he has the innate ability to message me an amazing pie or something at the worst possible time when I'm starving. And he goes, Franco, look what I've made. Look, I'm like, you son of a.
That's how we all feel when you post your stuff around on the social medias on Sundays. That's how we feel about you, Franco. That's how we feel about you, you asshole. Let me.
Where's the
for the people in the UK? For the people in the UK, there's a butcher's called Rook's, and they make something called a burger puff, which is basically a beef burger with all the salsa and the cheese and sometimes even bacon wrapped in a massive pastry casing.
Did you just say bacon?
I did.
I thought I smelled something.
I did. And I actually found out they actually do home deliveries of them as well. I'm like, no. All I've got to do is put them in the oven.
Cholesterol going way up.
I'll wait until we have the woodwork official opening party, and I'll order something.
Okay, and this may inspire a lengthy conversation. This last question of Mr. Pugh's. And then again, it may not. So we can take it on face value, then we can make fun of it later, or vice versa, whichever you want to do. Frankie, you're going to love this. You're never allowed to eat Italian or Mexican-inspired food ever again.
Okay, where's Mr. Pugh? So I can.
Yeah. And first of all, the man needs to be shot for first asking that question. But that's
boiled in oil. Boiled in oil.
That's the premise. That's the premise to the question.
That's the apocalypse.
That's what's the show about zombies? You know the zombies. Yeah. That's what that is because all the Mexican cooks and Italian cooks are now zombies, and you can never have any more. All right. So the question actually is, what are you going to cook and eat instead? Now, I should preface this: Italian, Mexican are regional. No, they're off the table, but they're regional foods. So, in the context of the question, those regions are off the table. So, with the regions that remain, what are you cooking and making?
Go ahead, Franco. I'm chomping at the bit.
Go ahead, Franco. I mean, I'll wait because I mean we know you're going to struggle with this one, so we want to see your embarrassment. Go ahead.
No, I'm not going to struggle. I mean, it's going to be bland and it's going to suck. But I mean,
really,
no.
Really?
Asian fusion. That's what I would probably switch everything to. One, because they have noodles, so
True.
I'm good. And the flavors are just amazing. You can do just about anything with a fusion. I mean, you got pot stickers, and you've got egg rolls and spring rolls, and you can do pho, and it just goes on forever.
But if I want a pizza, that's not cutting it. And if Andy wants a taco, that's not cutting it. So how do you replace that? What are you gonna cook to replace that? Because sorry,
I mean, I have had some delectable egg rolls that, if you can, I mean, some of those pork egg rolls are just phenomenal. I mean, it'll put some tacos I've had to shame. Come on.
Fighting words. Birkey, come on. Put the gloves on.
But, there's fresh ingredients. You can go battered with something. You can go fish. You can go pork. You can go steak. There's only so many. There's only one protein that goes in fish and chips. And
so let's make it a little harder, Franco. One country's cuisine.
And why is it English?
They don't have cuisine there. What are you talking about?
Oh, your food is
but
great.
You have one country's cuisine.
You got toads in a hole, Jamie. Shut the hell up.
One country. If I had to only pick one country, and it pains me to say it, it's going to pain me to say it, but it'll be French.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. That's kind of the coup d'etat.
No, I disagree. I totally disagree.
But that's you know that French people live there, didn't you?
I know. Red's about to kill me.
Oh yeah, you're in trouble. You're in trouble.
I don't mean to diss the French. It's just not in my flavor profile. That's just personally me. I mean, if you guys want French, then fine.
I've got to agree with Wayne Woodton. He said India.
There's some great flavors there. I'd have to throw down on Thai though. It's I did some work for some people that had to be in Thailand for 2 years building a yacht, and she learned how to cook Thai from their housekeeper. And like everything that you're saying, these really super fresh flavors that are just like it's like putting fireworks in your mouth. Some of those basils and all of the amazing coconut curries and things like that. It's out of control.
All that is great. All that is good stuff. Even Franco, I'll even give you the French. I mean, French makes some fantastic food. And you guys are going to think me biased, but this is my own taste profile. It's very much more homey than what you're talking about. I'm very much more a homey kind of cooking guy. And my and prejudices that may be, I'm going to go with America. Burgers, fried chicken, clam chowder. You look at this country from coast to coast, and there is some cuisine that was invented here that I could live on for the rest of my friggin' life. Absolutely. Hot dogs. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm all about it.
Cookie.
Invented here?
Well, I don't know, but it's part of the melting pot that happened. Franco, we can talk about Italian food, and I can tell you right now that pasta was not invented in freaking Italy. It was invented in China. So do me a favor and kiss my ass when you're going to go there. Okay.
Whoa! Easy.
No, I know
that kind of show.
No, I know his evil mind, and he was getting ready to go there, but I just stop now.
Okay, listen. When we start talking about it's like
diabetes.
Yeah, we invented that. I mean,
no.
Our history is what, couple hundred years old. I mean,
yeah, but but we have a melting pot here in America that has combined German with Mexican with Italian with everything else, and we've got these things that are what people would call American cuisine. Jamie, when's the last time you went to an English restaurant and got a meatloaf?
I don't think I've ever done it.
Hello. Welcome to Denny's, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
I went to steak.
But steak is universal. I don't think any country can claim steak. I mean, Texas would like to.
I think Texas could.
So Texas wants to, but no, you can't claim steak. I mean, steak is universal.
I'm going back to your list, and I think you said hot dog.
No, hot dogs are German. I mean, they're German from base, but they have been.
Yeah, but they're the worst.
They've been messed around with since they got to America to become what we now know as a hot dog. They're not the same thing that they're just
like the Walmart version of sausage.
Pretty much, yeah. and unless you buy kosher, like what is it? Hebrew National. Hebrew National makes a great hot dog. I'll give them that.
Yes, bologna squeezed into a tube. Yes.
Skinny bologna.
See, even when I'm trying to be different, people give shit. Did I break out every French piece of cuisine on Franco? No, I did not. Did I break out the Thai cuisine on Andy? No, I did not. But they feel compelled to do it on me. Go ahead, boys. Come on, bring it. What else you got?
All I know is I got all week, all Saturday, next Saturday, you messing with me the entire hour.
That is true. And look at him. He's ready. Look at him.
I'm ready. Well, yeah. Oh boy, you're making me actually do a preparation to be ready for you now, you son of a bitch.
Good.
I would go with the French, but I am going to go with more of the country, lower, not the real high cuisine type of French cooking, but the real basic farm type of. Some of the best meals I've had is just these rando little restaurants in the countryside of France.
So the southern part near Italy.
I'm sorry, I can't hear Franco. Is anybody else hearing Franco?
This is my opportunity to be a food snob, so I'm doing it.
I'm getting a lot of static. Even his hair's starting to go up.
Yeah. Wonder what that feels like.
Well, wait a minute. Wait. I'm just thinking back. Pizza isn't Italian.
Nope.
Pizza is American.
Yes, it is.
I win. Just on that right there. I win. I win.
It is, I guess you got to go there.
Yeah, you can have your Dominoes. That's fine.
I'm sorry. I win. No Dominoes. Make my own Dominoes. Franco, you ought to be shot for saying that.
I mean, you said American.
If you fold a pizza in half and make it look like a taco, that's where the taco inspiration come from.
That's true.
Ooh, no, that is not true. No, that is not true.
So the taco was inspired by a folded up pizza.
Yeah, it's a Mexican calzone,
which was invented in America.
So wait.
Is a tostada.
Oh, folded in half. Yep. No. Tacos are a tostada folded in half. I mean, shut up. Franco, you were talking about Asian fusion.
Yes.
Are we allowed to have American fusion? Because if we can, I think I got a workaround for all of us to enjoy.
American fusion.
American fusion.
American is fusion.
Yes.
Well, it is. But
definition.
but we could turn this into making Andy a happy boy. Because you could always have Texas style tostadas, Texas style tacos. Because Texas puts its spin on the whole Mexican cuisine and kind of makes it fusion. They fuse American things in with what would be traditionally Mexican. Does that work or no? I mean, Andy, I'm trying to make you happy, Ben. So don't be rebellious.
Well, if we're really going to start splitting hairs here, I prefer the west coast of Mexico, that cuisine, the Veracruz, with a lot more citrusy and lighter flavors, and not the heavy duty, long cooked moles and things like that. That's what I tend to prefer most.
Okay. So you're not the Texas style is like you have no interest. New Mexico.
Don't get me wrong. I'll have a go. There's no doubt.
I'll climb that mountain if it's in front of me.
Right. Hey man, a mountain climber wears hiking boots, right?
Yep.
put something in front of him, he's going to hike it, right?
I'll hike up that hill, sir. No problem, sir.
Gotcha. I'm all about it.
There you go. There was one challenge. I'm still waiting for Franco to jump on board, and that was making a pea fritter.
Oh, jeez.
So for people that don't know what that is, that's mushed up peas and then deep fried in a batter.
So it's the English mushy peas. It's the English mushy peas, breaded and then dropped in a deep fat fryer.
Not necessarily breaded.
Nope, just fry that thing.
Just fry it. You dip it in the batter and then fry it.
Let me go back to Andy's first question. Why?
Because they're awesome and they look toxic. You bite into it, it's like a lime green.
It would soak up the beer, the Guinness. I get that. But I got to do something else to it.
If a little of the malt vinegar gets splashed on it. Nice.
And Andy, you're way too acceptable. You accept things way too easily. That's just, oh my God, that sounds gross.
I mean, no, it could be all right. I'm just trying to figure out how I could plate it so it'd look okay on Instagram.
right next to the fries and the chips. Or the
right next to the fish and chips.
Yeah.
I got an answer. Get a little image, get a little cartoon figurine out of a toy store of a Martian and put the Martian next to that friggin' thing, and then that makes sense. Okay, this is Martian food.
Because it don't get me wrong, it just looks like a deep fried loogie, right?
Basically, yeah. That's no joke.
All right, so the show's over.
No.
Yeah, everybody's left in the chat. If there was anybody there, they're like, "No, I'm out."
So when the Woodturner just put something interesting in the chat, he said pizza originated in Naples, Italy.
No, it did not. Not the pizza that we know here in America. There was a pizza, and it didn't originate in Naples, Italy. It originated actually centuries before that in another country, but it was a different version. We're talking pizza today that has tomato and then cheese and then toppings. That did not happen in Naples. They put tomato. They did the dough. They did the tomato, but they put like other stuff on it, and there was no cheese. So sorry, no, it didn't work. I vehemently disagree with you.
Well, sorry, Wayne.
Don't piss him off.
And even if I'm wrong,
yeah, you're still going to be vehement.
I'm going to be right. Okay,
so
I guess, Wayne, you got to start your own show so you can be right.
Well, yeah, start your own damn
podcast. Let us know what it is, because Franco and I are in, Wayne.
Yeah, you're messing with my soapbox now because anyway, Wayne, I love you. You know that. I'm just kidding. All right, rustic cooking, gentlemen, and we're going to get to what the actual craft fair and what the lineup is and all kind of good stuff here in a little bit, because I want to make sure that we mention everybody who's involved this year. And Jamie's got that list, I believe, in front of him. If he doesn't, then I do.
Yeah.
Rustic cooking. What is the and we should save Andy Birkey for the last, because I just know he's going to have the better story. What is the most rustic that you know? Andy shakes his head. I'm telling you, I know he does. Because we're doing a show during the Craft Festival. It's going to be Franco cooking. Andy and I are going to be the audience in the live chat. Not even the live chat, but the live show. And we will be berating Franco as he cooks, because he does a lot of stuff wrong and he needs our help. So we're going to help him through this and make it look good.
And you'll be enjoying a tasty, frosty hard cider beverage from our friends at Teddy Boggle.
Oh yeah, Teddy Boggle, which is the only reason I'm doing it, by the way.
Seriously, you got? Are they sending a package again for us?
They are.
That stuff was awesome. Teddy Boggle cider. If you're ever in Pennsylvania, go and sit down at the bar and I'll pick you up. And I live in Connecticut.
And that was a freebie. You didn't even pay us for that one.
I will pick.
Charge him anyway. Just bill him.
Just say, Chris, I'm going in, and I'll start the car and start driving, because I'm going to come pick you up. Anyway, rustic cooking. Franco, what's the most rustic setting that you've actually ever had to prepare food in?
Rustic setting?
Well, I mean, rustic. You had to cook because everybody was hungry, or you were hungry. What was it, and where were you, and what'd you do?
Actually, kind of recently was kind of fun. We went down to see Brian Prusa in Columbus, and I got to bring my wife down, and Lisa, Maribel, and Amy, or Ashley Minnie was there, and a couple other makers. It was nice. We're sitting around the fire, but I got to bring the hobo pie maker.
Ooh,
Nice.
nice. Maybe explain what that is for people who don't know.
So it's a cast iron tin for making mini pies or hand pies, or I don't know, what people call them in other places, but a little bit of butter, a couple pieces of bread, and then it's a clamshell that closes up and a big long handle, and so you can put it in cookout fire, but in between is where you get to have all the fun. So you get the pie, either sweet pie, fillings, or you can do a savory and make it like cheesy or something like that. So we just made 1 million of them.
Nice.
Awesome. But Andy, you're going last. Jimmy, have you done any rustic cooking? If you haven't, then I'm just.
I've done cooking over a stove whilst camping, if you want to class that as rustic.
Of course.
So I got when my sister was married to her ex-husband. He was also in Remy, which my dad was in, Wayne Will Turner was in, and quite a few of my family members were in. And he managed to get some the ration packs, just boil in the bag sort of stuff. And he was like, do you want to try some of these? And I was like, well, yeah, sure, no worries. So we got some of them, and we went out camping and had a load of them.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, Andy, you're going last. My next, and I'm a lot like Franco, but I didn't really do it quite that way. But I mean, the most recent rustic that I've done was with my son. It was over a campfire, but he and I went fishing that day, and so we filleted fish and kind of. Well, this is the funny part, because Chris, thinking I've got everything together, my stuff don't stink. I brought the cast iron pan because I knew we were going to be doing some cooking. I've even brought I have a 4-stand grill that sits over a campfire that I can put a pan on and not have to touch it. And I pan fried some fish. What Chris forgot was the oven mitt to pick the pan up with, to take it off of the fire. So you should have seen us dancing around this fire, trying to, with a way too long spatula, try to get the fish out of there without third-degree burns. Yeah, okay. Anyway, that was my latest attempt. But all right, Andy. Now to your adventures in Colombia, the Bahamas, the Arctic Ocean.
It's going to be the side of the Himalayas.
Yeah.
No, it's.
There was this one time I was hanging off the edge of a cliff,
one-handed
behind the Grand Pyramid.
jacks.
Yeah. When you were behind the pyramid, I mean, talk to me. What have you done?
Probably the most rustic would be doing sailboat deliveries, blue water sailboat deliveries in the open ocean, and the small little galley stove has rails on it because the pan is sliding back and forth with every wave, and you're trying to keep a constant heat, and it's a nightmare. And you're throwing out like pancakes or whatever is just like one plate at a time because nothing is standing still, and it's a total train wreck, but good fun.
Cole Jacobs has got a funny story about pancakes. He just had water.
Oh, Jesus. He's shaking in the little plastic.
Ready mix. # just add water.
Water.
So,
Aunt Jemima, even though it's not called that anymore. Okay, whatever.
So I'm going to say that I've developed a theory about Mr. Birkey. And with all his past
years ago.
Yeah, with all his past lives, I'm assuming now that he is the Highlander and he's just been around forever.
You don't look this used up by sitting still, baby.
Oh, and he's keeping us a secret. He doesn't want to tell you about how he made the grog back in the day of the mirror.
Hey, it's a funny story. I invented grog.
I thought Berkey always thought Berkey was.
What's the honey-based one? What's the honey-based liqueur?
Honey-based liqueur.
The Viking one.
Mead?
Yeah, I invented that.
Mead.
I was so hammered I don't even remember what it was.
Mead is actually really good. I like mead. And it's funny. No. I saw an advertisement come across my Facebook feed. Some guys actually managed to can a different bunch of varieties of mead that you can order online. And I was tempted. Well, yeah, it's in cans. I'm sorry, it's not in bottles. He put it in cans. I know. But you know, hey, you take what you can get. You can't go to your local liquor store and pick up a jar of mead anymore, Danny. I'm sorry, it's just not happening.
I'm not sure if I told Franco this, but absolute true story. The last time I had a go at mead, I ended up calling those nice nuns at Lindisfarne in Scotland and woke this poor nun up at about 2:30 her time, I think it was. Oh, I don't remember. She was so sweet. She must get that call like every other night or something. She was just so nice. And I just remember my first waking thought the next day was, oh man, on a karmic level, that one's gonna hurt. That's a bad decision.
Did you have to wind the phone up first?
How did we get the number for Lindisfarne, you know?
How were you over there to get the number? I mean, I think you're right. Highlander. This is Birkey's Highlander.
Oh, we were here in the States.
Yeah, I know, but you've been there before. Otherwise, no. I mean, you can't get away from it. I'm sorry. You Franco has exposed you for being who you are, and that's fine. I'm actually glad
there can be only one.
I'm glad you're actually going to live longer than I am because I don't want to go to your funeral. What a lousy.
While we're on beverages, I don't know if anybody caught a post by Mr. Andy Birkey that caught a lot of attention, and he was having a kombucha.
Oh my god,
dude, that was so bizarre. I'm literally in the grocery just picking up, like coffee, and I go by the cold case, and I've heard of kombucha. From you, and I don't know where else. And so I figured, I'll go ahead and hammer one of these guys. I'm really thirsty. And it was good. It was delicious, but oh geez.
How was the bathroom time the next morning?
I will just say that I think that's super healthy for you.
The whole that way. Super. In other words, the whole Sunday Times from the New York Post got read.
By the time I caught up on that post, it just kept going.
Oh yeah.
People got strong feelings about this stuff.
I was gonna say, people, it's not like we mess around about Italian and Mexican food. People were having hardcore, politically charged discussions about the benefits of kombucha or the demonic influences of it or somting.
Well, yeah, because you get the wrong one, it does taste like feet.
What is and what was kombucha? Franco, you probably need to explain. And just what is this element of liquid? Was it originally meant to be devoured the way Birkey downed it like a cold beer, or was it something else?
I don't even call it fully fermented because it doesn't get to the alcohol phase, but it's semi-fermented. You're kind of in between that, but you've got the same thing you do when you make vinegar or when you make anything fermented. Is it's got this mother, this SCOBY that they call it, that's just growing.
That's what I call Jamie a lot of times.
just a big wad of yeast.
Yeah. All right, that's tasty to some people.
It's delicious, and there's some different versions of it when you get the right kind.
Ooh, that ginger one, it was tasty. I thought it was good, but I can see it going sideways.
Yes.
Like I think I said in the post, I have no idea what I just drank, but
It sounds like a can of athlete's foot.
Listen,
right, well.
you got that green stuff that you're deep fried.
Yeah, exactly. Touche, as the French would say.
If we haven't convinced you to not tune into us this coming Saturday from 5 until 6 p.m., then please feel free to join us for more of this nonsense as we do the virtual craft fair. Jamie, you've got the lineup ahead of you. You want to let people know what's actually planned and what's upcoming, and then we can get to shout outs and all kind of stuff.
Yeah, no worries. Right, so the first person to kick off the Virtual Craft Festival on the 29th of May is myself. That will be at 10 a.m. UK time, which is 5 a.m. Eastern. And then after that is Nick the Flaming Turner. Then after that is Scott the Blue Light Turner. After that is Darryl over at Maple Tree Studios.
Awesome.
Then Al's Hack Shack. Then you got Heidi Jacobs over at Whitehall Pottery. Then Stuart Farini.
Wait. What does Stuart Farini do?
Stuart Farini does wood turning, but he does a lot of colouring, and he doesn't know when to stop. Would be the best way to describe Stuart. He doesn't know when to stop putting colour on pieces. So if you do wood turning and you do like to colour your pieces, he's a great source of inspiration for colouring pieces.
Awesome, Jamie. I just want to point out you've got a lot of turners on here. Does this have anything to do with you and Carl Jacobson setting this thing up?
It's probably, yeah, it may well do.
Okay.
But it's like I said earlier. I kind of want to get rid of some of the turners.
No. We're not going to get rid of Andy Franco.
By attrition. It's when they can't make it.
This is why we don't belong and we can't have nice things. And we
that is true. We can't
not get rid of all of them. Just don't have it so it's 50-50, if you like, 50 turners and 50 other crafts.
Anyway,
mix it up a bit more.
We've got Awesome Dale Kirkwood with Maple Tree Studios. After him is who?
So after that, you've got Al's Hack Shack doing. I'm just saying Al's like the English Andy Birkey. That's all I'll say. He's got hair.
As far as
that is disrespectful to Al. That is completely disrespectful to Al.
Yeah, he's a madman. Who knows what he's gonna do?
Exactly.
In that respect,
Al's got hair and a beard. So imagine Berkey 50 years younger.
Don't do that. That's a bad idea.
Don't.
Wow. Then you've got the lovely Heidi, right?
And then we got Heidi from Whitehall Pottery.
Awesome.
She's going to be doing some clay throwing.
Inspiration.
Then, like we said, Stuart Farini, who does some colouring. I'm not sure what he's going to be doing. Just like with everybody else, I'm not sure what anybody's going to be doing. Then we got our lovely sponsor, Pam from Highland Boxes.
We got some resin going on.
So
Cool.
she could be doing some resin. She could be going old school and making bandsaw boxes. I have no idea. That's where obviously the name Highland Boxes comes from. Was the bandsaw boxes. Then we got Kez from Spirit and Bear.
What do they do?
Kez is female. She's kind of a jack of all trades. If I'm honest with her, she does carving, she does scrolling, she does turning.
Nice.
So that's going to be one of the ones that is you're going to have to turn up to find out what she does.
Awesome.
Then we've got Cameron Porter from Cammy's Garage.
Awesome.
Or Garage. He does carving, turning, all that kind of good stuff. And everything he does turns out. Yeah, he does a lot of art style pieces. Then you got Wayne the Wood Turner after that. Fantastic wood. What does he do? Wayne the Wood Turner, fantastic wood turner, great source of inspiration on the lathe. I know he's been doing a few practice pieces as of late.
He's going to turn a sausage.
He's been working hard. Yeah, there you go. he's been working hard on getting what in out and what he's been doing and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, he's another one, another great one for inspiration if you're getting into wood turning. Then we've got Art of Fire, which is the glass blowers.
Nice.
That's always a good show to watch. Then we've got you, Troublesome Threesome, Franco, Andy, and Chris. You don't have to watch them if you don't want. You can skip that. It'll be your pee break.
You've seen it. You just haven't seen Franco mess up in the kitchen yet. That's all right.
And then we've got Daryl from Dreadnought Woodshop. What that guy's got so many chucks and jaws. You go there just to look at the chucks. If I'm honest,
what does he do?
He does wood turning.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Go ahead. Go.
He does wood turning. Then we've got Jake Thompson. He's doing resin casting and resin casting accessories.
Never heard of him.
And then the show finishes off with Carl Jacobson.
What does
he
he
does
do?
a little bit. He does a little bit of turning.
What was his name?
Carl Jacobson. You might not have heard of him. He's got a couple of subscribers.
Oh, you mean Robin's husband?
Oh,
Robin's husband.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an actual advertisement. Robin's husband.
Yeah, the dude that lives in the northwest, right? Yeah, I know that guy.
Yeah. Robin's husband.
He's got really nice hair. I'll give him that.
What?
He has.
Robin, I bet Robin styles it.
We should tell him to do his zipper up more often.
Wayne, you know what? I wish you'd do that. Cast a pizza in resin and then turn it in really. I want to see that. That would make one heck of a platter. That would make a hell of a platter.
Sacrilege.
Oh,
well,
Yeah.
what we've done is we've got a running playlist set up. So all we've got to do is go to virtuallycrafty.com, and it will take you. You'll see my ugly mug there right at the start of it. But if you go to virtuallycrafty.com, it will literally play my stream, and it will take you to the next one as the day goes on. So if you turn up halfway through the day, whatever stream is playing, that's a stream that will be on cool. There. So,
yeah, it's really slick the way you guys have set this up, and it's
you can thank Dow for all that.
Thank you.
That's Mr. Kirkwood's efforts right there, and they're much appreciated. Thank you.
Nice.
For anybody who's looking to jump in, I've only me and Chris and Andy did a few before with his Shapeoko and really showing off all his stuff in his shop and stuff like that. But for someone who came in new, I have to say it ran super smooth. They set you up. They give you an introduction beforehand, so don't let anything stop you from joining in that you think it might be difficult or I don't have the technology or something like that. The people on the screen here just dragged me through it and got me right on board, and it looked great.
Yeah, if anyone fancies being part of it, just reach out to me. I mean, I'll sit in a hangout with you, and I've been like, for example, I don't know if he's in the chat, but I'm gonna put him on the spot anyway. So you got Wayne Big Feet, Wayne Gilbert. He wants to do some stuff, and I've been practicing with him a lot. So been sitting in a hangout with him for an hour while he turns some stuff. I've been timing him while he's been doing it, all that kind of stuff, just to make sure he knows he can do it and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah,
awesome.
So,
and you know what, Jamie, this really pains me to say it, but we've run out of time for you to sing. There's no time.
I haven't. Jamie's pain.
Oh my God!
Man, ouch.
No. Honestly, Jamie, we're running late. I mean, if we could forego the whole, and well, that's exactly what I tried to forego. Never mind, freaking carry on, whatever. I tried to get away from it. Everybody, go on.
It's just quick. So it's just a reminder: the Virtual Craft Festival is on the 29th of May. That's all it is. Just set it into your calendars. Click the YouTube channel, Virtual Craft Festival, and that's about it. Click the bell, subscribe, all that good stuff. That's about it. Oh, and I've got a premiere in 31 minutes.
No, of course you had to promote yourself. And Jamie, you actually had a shout out lined up. Don't want you to go into it. Just give me the channel name. What was the channel name again?
The channel name is Fish Tank 5050.
Put that on your radar. I'm going to leave you in mystery. Fish Tank 5050, all one word.
Yeah,
there's a link to it down in the description. My shout out is going to go to Joshua Weissman. Maybe some of you know who that is. Maybe some of you don't. The link is down in the chat. Click on it, and that's it. Okay, Jamie, cool. Shout out's done.
Wait,
Nice.
my shout out.
Little and often, yes.
Read this book.
Little and often by
It's impressive. Trent Presler.
Trent Presler. Okay.
This is this like really made me look at making and my world and my history
Super cool dude.
differently, and he's massively cool. Seriously,
Awesome. Cool.
Available on Amazon or local booksellers.
All right, Franco, you got anything, or you just want to go ahead and say I need to finish moving?
Real quick, there's a guy, he's local to Cleveland. He just moved here from California. His name's Wesley November. Does a lot of stuff on laser, but he's a big nerd too. And he bought himself a bar for like $5,000 here in Cleveland. And it's an old bowling alley, and he's redoing it. It's called the Hero Bar. He's doing a YouTube thing right now. He's tearing it up. He's saving the wood because it's expensive.
Yeah,
but
go figure, right?
It's going to be a whole hero themed bar, and he's just got an amazing mind.
All right, well, Andy, do me a favor, find the Amazon link for the book for me, and I'll put that in Wednesday's release. Franco, send me the link to that boy's channel because I already
want to see that.
I already like this. I already like this guy. So send me that link as well if you don't mind in our chat.
Sure.
On Facebook, and that would be cool. All right, we're cool. Mr. Page, thank you. I know you've been feeling poorly, so you managed to muddle through this one. I appreciate it.
Just about. I nearly passed out a few. It's been a good show. Not been feeling the best the past couple of days, but got there in the end. So on that note, it's time to end the show. So thank you from myself, and thanks to Frankie and Andy. Frankie, let's go with that. Frankie and Andy.
The last person who called me that.
Thank you to Frankie and Andy.
Oh, geez.
Listen, I jumped into hiding and protection because I was Frankie at one point. So.
Oh.
Right.
Yo, Frankie.
Thanks to Franco and Andy for being on the show.
Yeah, I don't want to get whacked. Come on.
So we'll catch you on Saturday on all of our shows, I guess. So yeah, take it easy, everybody.
Take it easy,
everybody.
Come watch.
Thanks.
Or not.